Okay. Oh, okay. Let's try and get this party started. Trying to get AIDzee on here. And I don't know if that's gonna work. Oh, it didn't actually save those settings I did last time, I noticed. Okay. So I've got to try, I want to try and make the vision look a little bit better. Get my camera setting app working. Okay. Advanced settings, yeah, that's what we want. No, switch auto off. What's white balance doing over there? Ooh, now we've gone all sepia again. Okay, this is going to be fiddly for a while. So I want it a bit less bright, I think. Maybe a bit, oh no, maybe a bit more contrast. A little bit more color intensity. A bit less Donald Trump. That seems very, very Donald Trump. But yeah, okay. We seem to be rocking and a rolling on here. I'll try and get the chat happening now. Now I need to get rid of that. I don't know how this is going to work. We've got to, okay, pop out the chat and say hello to everyone. So who's here? Hey, Musical Aviator, Kathy, Catherine, Charlie, Frank. Okay. Let me just see. Yeah, look, okay, I'm gonna, oh, Jesus. Just having dramas on the technical front, which is kind of predictable. Right. Sending AIDzee a message. Hello, Erica. How are you? You know what I meant to do? Because what I think kind of works is if there's light behind me, it's better. Hello, Locust Trooper. That's a very enthusiastic opening line. Okay. So I've sent a link to AIDzee to join. Not completely sure. Wait, I know. I've got to go work out here. Turn that volume down and my speaker volume up. That might work. I have to see what's happening with AIDzee. Okay. Gee, so many. Oh, hello. Oh, let's see if you can see it. Right, I see. We've got a new cat tree here because the other one broke. So we've got to see if Mimsy wants to join me. Hey, Tara, how's it going? Locust Trooper, have I been having internet problems? Not particularly. Oh, yeah, we're asking why I haven't uploaded a video in a while. That's more laziness than any internet problems. So let me see. I sent an invite to AIDzee. Yep, okay, cool. I don't know if he's trying. Catherine, yes, I think Mimsy likes a new cat pole. It's a huge multi-level thing. You can only see a bit of it. See, there's another high bit there. I'm going to move over here a bit. Next, see, I was at Costco today. I got the giant bottle of vodka from Costco. Locust Trooper, being a little bit late, not really. It was just some last minute setup things that I needed to sort. Man, I'm going to try and adjust the oh, that is not what I want to do. I'm going to try and adjust the settings on my camera again, because the things are terrible. See the white balance. If I go over here, I get less orange. So then maybe if I do a bit more color intensity, a bit more contrast. I don't know. It's still it is. It's super orange, isn't it? We do that. A bit less bright. A bit less brightness. Oh my god. Yeah, it's. Oh man. Okay, I really need to experiment more with these color settings. Catherine, how much for the book? I think it was about $70. Yes. That's like 1.75 liters of Kirkland brand French vodka. They have an American vodka, which is a bit cheaper, and the French vodka, which rumor has it is, I'm going to take this off because there's no point to it at the moment. Rumor has it the French one is bottled at the same place that does Grey Goose. Catherine, well, I don't drink the vodka straight, so I don't know how good it is. I tend to use it as a mixer, so that tends to conceal the quality of the vodka, so long as it's not a really terrible vodka. I mean, I could have a sip and see what it's like straight. Okay, I'm not going to go. Go to see what's happening with AIDzee. I almost never drink. Okay, Mimsy was. Come up here. Everyone wants to see you. Come up here. She's down scratching. There we go. Come up a bit higher. Up here or up here. One of them. Yeah, I hardly ever drink vodka straight. Crystal Head vodka is pretty good straight. But yeah, well, I will have a little sip of it in a bit to see what it's like as a straightforward. And also, I'll do it out of the bottle and see how big the bottle is. And it's got a really heavy, thick glass base. Would be a very good weapon in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah. Oh, come up here. Come up here. No. You were sitting up there before. Just sharpen your claws a bit. Well, what are you going to... No, come up here. No? Okay, whatever. Hey, Tando, how's it going? She wants attention. Locust Trooper, am I going to make any drinks or cocktails? I might. Look, I've got the vodka there. I could make a drink, I guess. I actually, yeah, I went shopping for the giant bottles. That's like a 1 liter bottle of brandy and 1.75 liter bottle of vodka and 1.75 liter bottle of bourbon. Oh, that seems completely fair, Frank. If I empty the bottle in one go, you'll give me $100. I don't think I could even drink that much water in one go. I drink a lot of water. Hey, Barry, how's it going? Okay, I've been getting radio silence from AIDzee. Well, I mean, I sent him a link and he said, here we go. And he hasn't popped up on here. And I just texted him again saying what's happening. And he hasn't replied. Toby, that's the big question. Where's AIDzee? Trying to get him from his place. Frank, am I saying I want $1,000? I don't need $1,000 quite that badly, you know, to die and stuff, because that is obviously what would happen. Locust Trip, you think I should keep doing more drink streams? I don't know. When I make pre-recorded videos making drinks, that never really got as many views as my angry stuff. What's he saying? All right. I got to try a couple different things. I just got a message saying you can't get through. So I got to try. What was his email address again? Okay. At gmail.com. There you go. Invite. And I'm not actually going to try one more thing with him to see if we can get young AIDzee to come in here. Just send him an email, and I'm not sure if this link will work. Let's try that. All right. So now we'll see if we get a live AIDzee out of this. God, I have to remember. I mean, I could wander off, and I was going to use my work light that I have in the studio and put it behind me, because I found when I was testing this camera during the day, when daylight's in the window behind me, the color balance here is great. But at night with the lights on, it's getting all its readings off my horrible pasty face, and that doesn't work as well. And so I had the theory that maybe if I put my work light behind me, not shining it this way, that'd be too much, but like closing the curtain behind me and bouncing the light off that might give me. But I forgot to bring it out. Could wander off and get it, I guess. Yes, membership. Is that what you want? Yes. Why don't you? No. Look. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, silly cat. Look. Go here. See? That's nice. And I'll scratch you, and you can stay there. Everyone wants to see you. Catherine, yes, AIDzee's internet is shit, which is why this experiment may not work. Okay. Yeah, Frank. Mimsy is a little bit like Kevin Logan's cat. He's got a ginge. I think, yeah, his one is a boy, because most gingers are male, actually. Mimsy here is one of the slightly rarer female gingers who likes to leave white hair all over my clothes. Okay, so, okay, the link's gone through to AIDzee, and we'll see if that works. Yeah, we'll see if he pops up sometime soon. It is me not knowing actually 100% what would happen. Ooh, wait, I don't know that I want to do that. Okay, yep. Okay, I'm trying to get ready. We'll see. We'll see if we get him. Now, Frank, Shadow is fully grown, obviously. She's like at least 8 years old. But she's a runt. She's not as big as Mimsy. She's a bit littler. because she's always been a runt. But yes. Very dark. What do we think about Scummo? Oh, look, there's AIDzee. Can you talk, AIDzee? Can we hear you? You were supposed to just be audio. There's a picture of him. It hasn't changed. Oh no, that's his icon, not him. So we're not hiding your audio and video. He was going to be just the audio because that would work better. Yeah, no, it says he's here. You trying to talk?
Hear me?
Oh wait, there you are.
Hello. I can hear you now.
Okay.
There I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's the music playing?
You can hear me.
Yes.
That's my phone saying that you just messaged me.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I've turned it off now because you're nicer to look at and hear.
All right.
You can't see me because I have muted my camera because my electronic connection is a bit in the pooper.
Oh, you know what else I should do for you?
Which is a technical term.
Yeah.
What?
I should send you the YouTube link as well. So then you can see the chat. If you follow the YouTube link, then you can see the live chat and see what people are saying. Does that appeal?
That scares me a little bit.
Little bit?
Because people say nice things, you know, inappropriate in the pants.
Okay. Okay, so let's... Okay,
send me the link and we'll see what happens.
I just sent you a link. Man, what's it doing? Oh, wait, no.
Thanks for unmuting my microphone, Angry.
Yeah, what was that about, stupid thing? Okay.
No, that was you taking some kind of A-type personality control over me, a good-looking black fellow.
Yeah.
You can't handle it, can you? You with your cat just sitting on your shoulder like a pirate.
Yes, it's my pirate cat.
It's your pirate cat, and he's looking at me going,
hilariously,
I've sailed the seas and eaten seals with nastier pricks than you, and I'm looking to shit on you now, is the cat saying to me. And I'm gone, you can't even bother to look at me, cat, because you're that disgusted. And I've gone, fair call, cat, fair call, pirate cat. You just sit on Captain Angry's shoulder and we'll sail the seven seas, and you can call me Yoho Sebastian and treat me like a cabin boy, pirate cat.
Did you get the email I just sent you then that has the link to the YouTube feed?
Let's see.
Because if you do, you want
we are totally working our email magic now.
Cool. So I guess open that, mute the YouTube video, but then you'll be able to see the live chat.
Okay.
Probably at about the same time I can.
Mute the YouTube video. Hang on, this is all technology.
It is.
And because I'm a beautiful young ballerina, I might not be able to do it in a hurry, and I might feedback really badly in a second if YouTube ever loads.
No, that's it. Or don't worry about, we can just talk.
No, I've done it. I've muted YouTube. Okay. I've totally muted YouTube like a frigging legend.
Yeah, I was just thinking then I was just worried about your bandwidth. So if your bandwidth becomes a problem, kill the YouTube thing, I guess. But you sound okay now. That's all good.
Thank you.
There's Frank saying he's got a computer game where some dead enemies have got dildos on them. And another Angry's got as well, where you can kill. Oh yeah, Milo Yiannopoulos. That's in Postal too, I think. You either get a skin or it looks a lot like Milo Yiannopoulos, and you can actually beat him to death with the dildo. So that's good, clean fun for the kids.
I don't know about that.
Hmm.
I don't know about that at all. I've decided to become one of those really aggressive lifestyle people who discounts every lifestyle that's not my own.
Okay, no, that's pretty
Right.
fair.
So if you're not white, Anglo-Saxon, and Protestant, I can
Yes.
say it. I can say it.
Mm.
Then I'm afraid you don't get to have anything.
That's fair.
I've decided.
Yeah,
Not allowed to have anything.
that's a popular point of view.
Yeah. I'm also now, how cool am I? I am resizing you
Yes.
over on the chat, on the Hangout,
Yeah.
so that you're covering the YouTube video and I don't have
the delay
much
thing.
lag.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm lying because what I've done is simply, oh, no, I've got to make this a completely different page.
Yeah. Can you?
I've been a fool and a burden to others.
Oh, no, that old story. That old story. Yes. Oh, well, that's okay. You can work it out, I'm sure.
I'm very clever and I just have.
Yeah, no, that's the go. That's the go. Just, let Mimsy know we're still thinking of her.
Come on, Pirate Cat, you can do it.
Yeah. She's pretty happy. She likes attention. She got a new cat tree, and it's a big elaborate thing. Like, little bit of trivia for the folk watching, because you can't actually see it in all its glory. The one she had before, that basically the platforms broke off the poles they were on. It's only like cheap particle board that was glued on, and so at a certain point, the particle board just ripped away from the glue. But that was only a two-tier thing, and it was sitting on something else. This one is this huge bloody thing that goes all the way to the floor. There's like little cat apartments and ladders down on the lower levels.
See, I don't like that.
No, it's really full on.
No, I don't like that because cats then get a sensation that they're allowed to do stuff. I mean, look at Pirate Cat. He has abused me on our voyages around the world with all kinds of tortures involving salt and glass.
Yeah, and Pirate Cat liked to lock AIDzee in the barrel naked, and salt and glass.
No. I went in the barrel.
Oh, then the salt and glass went in later.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I
just
was happy to be in the barrel.
that
It was
one hole.
Thursday, and Tuesdays and Thursdays is my day.
Yeah.
So, I'm cool with that. But when the salt and glass happened, I thought, hang on. I'm already in the barrel.
Yeah.
What more do you want from a
And
sea dog?
and like in all those movies, there's that one hole, the knot hole in one of the planks in the barrel. And you would have think, I'm not sure how many times most people would take to learn don't stick your dick through the hole because Pirate Cat treats it like it's a mouse and swaps at it. I'm just going to say with AIDzee, it was more than once.
Yes, it was. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed.
Hey, Batman Sport. Bury, the backstory with Pirate Cat, we're literally giving you backstory with Pirate Cat now.
As we go. We are making it up as we go.
Because Mimsy looks like she's sitting on my shoulder like a pirate parrot, so she's just become Pirate Cat. And you are literally hearing the complete life story of Pirate Cat as we make it up. So, yeah.
As we make it up. Thank you, Riptara WB, seeing Code Grey. It was cool. I thought it was cool too, except that it took me a few months to make.
Yeah, that was big. I haven't watched the whole thing for a little while. Last time I watched the whole thing is when we were talking about serializing it. So I was breaking it down into bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
But really quite recently because it popped up on YouTube just on related videos. I was watching some of the rehearsal stuff and the interviews and the backstory stuff. I still really like those videos.
Yeah, they're kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, videos I interviewed AIDzee, his co-star Tim, some of the rehearsal stuff, and yeah, that behind the scenes stuff is I really enjoy that. Particularly the one, I think it's just called "You May All Blow Me," because everyone was saying terrible things, and AIDzee said, "Could we make the conversation a bit less hate crimey so we can actually post it to YouTube?" And put everyone said, "Fuck off." And he went, "Right, all of you, blow me."
That's right. I remember that night.
we
It was the end of a very long day.
Yeah.
It was the end of a very long day.
Yeah.
Yes, you may all blow me.
Yes. There's another one I quite like, although we never actually show in any graphic detail. Oh, you do get full frontal nude AIDzee on Code Grey, for which have never been flagged. But it's a pretty long shot, I guess. But you do get full frontal.
Yeah, but it's also not like it's a big surprise either. I mean, it's like, there's about 4 opt-out points.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the bloody thing, it says, there's going to be nudity now. Be aware.
Yeah.
And anyone watching it.
Yeah. We even tried
did the bloody show 33 times.
Yes.
And we had one guy walk out.
Because he couldn't handle
one night. AIDzee. Yeah. It happened one time, one night. Right? In 33 shows with nearly a full house every night. So, it's not like they didn't know what was coming.
Yeah. So, one of the behind the scenes is like opening night when Tim's drawing all the lines on you. So you're standing there nude while Tim's drawing on you. And I keep the camera above the waist, but I'm like, this is normal. Yeah. This is completely normal.
This is completely normal, yeah. Having red lines drawn on me to complete the pie chart of me being injured.
Yeah. But we never showed any close-up graphic of your rather spectacular scarring on your thighs. But there's a video of you and Tim.
Well, no.
Yeah, you and Tim looking at the pictures and trying to verbally describe what it looks like.
Yeah, and failing.
Yeah, it's like a really bad burn, or even more like a shark's just been chewing on you and there's all this meaty chunks there.
Pretty much. Combined with a really bad burn.
See you, Frank. Oh, Frank did say, by the way, AIDzee, he's working on a computer game. AIDzee, you will be an elf in the computer game.
Thanks, Frank. I love being an elf. Thanks again.
I think I'm an orc. But
I believe that.
Or a troll.
I believe that.
One of the two. But
both of those I'm okay with.
Yeah. Catherine, how's it not been flagged? Well, I think we get it for artistic quality. The video might be age restricted. I'm honestly not 100% sure, but they've left alone. We tried to approximate the show thing, like help you look away. There's links to like alternative moments, because there was AIDzee naked and then there was a cartoon version of AIDzee naked if you couldn't handle real AIDzee. But even if the cartoon was too much, there was a prop made of like a cat juggling balls. And we give people
juggling balls of wool.
So we give people a choice on the YouTube video. You can either keep watching to see AIDzee nude, click here to deal with cartoon nude AIDzee, or if that's too much, click here to just see the cat juggling balls of wool. And so you can choose how you see the rest of the show. But yeah.
What's a tiefling?
Yeah, I was about to ask that myself, Bury. What's a tiefling? Frank says, okay, I am the orc. Amy's a troll. AIDzee's the elf. Bury wants a tiefling. That's okay. Oh, that's a good question. Locust Trooper, AIDzee, your next project. We were talking about that today.
We were talking about that today, and we have a thing in the works, Young, Angry and I. Do you want to announce it?
Yeah, we are going to do a podcast because people have been saying forever, why don't you guys do a podcast? And I will be honest, there are two main reasons. One, I kind of couldn't be bothered. I thought, well, stuff on YouTube, just watch my long videos on YouTube. But two, I thought, honestly, I mean, I can talk, especially with AIDzee, I can talk for an hour, no problem at all. But I went, do people really want to hear me talking for an hour? And then I listened to a bunch of podcasts and I thought, there are a bunch of people out there who never ask themselves that question because they run podcasts for an hour and they are not saying anything of particular value, quite honestly. Oh, Isaac, Biore's filled us in. Tieflings are a race in Dungeons and Dragons. They're either the product of sex between a human and a demon, or the child of humans who've made deals with a demon. Okay. Yeah, that actually
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah, that does seem to fit you. Yeah.
Catherine Hall has had a necrotizing aunt.
Oh, yeah. Stomach being eaten by flesh-eating bacteria. That's pretty fucked up.
Well, it's better than your balls being eaten by flesh-eating bacteria.
It is. And I have seen someone sharing pictures online, their butt cheek being eaten by a flesh-eating bacteria. Started out as a little sore and got out of control, and it burrowed a hole actually through their body and came out at their stomach. Like, much like you, they should have died.
Luxury. When I would have dreamed of hauling my butt cheek.
Yeah. So this person, the thing ate all the way from their butt cheek through their insides and had another opening in their stomach, and they didn't die.
So when you can stick a finger in an opening that's unnatural or unusual, that's when you go see your doctor.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Tara's just pointing out, we do hear about your balls on a regular basis, mate. Locust want to know what happened to your balls. You got the bacteria, an ant bit his scrotum. Share the story, mate.
Locust Trooper, an ant bit my scrotum, right? And they don't wash their mandibles between meals. The dirty bastard.
Who knew ants were so dirty?
Dirty little bastards. And he basically bit me on the balls. I've killed him because he bit me on the balls, but he got sort of the last laugh because I got a flesh-eating bacteria on my scrotum, and they had to cut it off completely and build me a new one out of skin in my leg. But my other leg also got the flesh-eating bacteria, and so they had to cut off bits of my leg. And they said, "Oh, he's going to die and stuff. He's not going to last the night. He's going to die and stuff. Don't worry about it." And I didn't. And then I kept on not dying, and they kept on saying, "Oh, he's going to die. He's going to die." And I kept on not dying, and then eventually they had to let me out of hospital. Sweet.
The oh yeah, you missed one detail because the flesh-eating bacteria was going for your scrot. They saved your balls by actually removing your scrot and storing your balls in your thighs for about a year.
About a year, yeah. And then they built me a new ball bag.
Yeah, the year of no pants.
Yes, my year without pants.
Because you couldn't have stuff chafing on your thighs.
I couldn't. I could only sit down with my legs apart. I eventually got pants on toward the end of that year, and then I had my epilepsy came on, and I nosedived into the fridge. Blood everywhere, and then I got taken off to hospital. And it looked like I'd been in a fight. And of course, I was out of it because I'd just come out of an epileptic fit. And this nurse was disgusted with me because it looked like I'd been in a fight and looked like I was pissed. And through gown and various different bits and pieces I was supposed to get into at my waist. And my friend who was there at the time went, no, not a good look, not a good idea. And so he caught up to her and gave her the mail about what was actually going on.
Yeah.
And so she sort of came back and went, oh, okay, and helped get me undressed and into the gown, and realised that I was 3 out of 5. And then, yeah, I got a lot better treatment from then on in, and they put my nose back together and gave me injections, and I got to go home when my wife turned up. She'd got a message on the phone from my friend going, you'll find blood everywhere in the kitchen. AIDzee hasn't gone on a murder spree. He just had an epileptic fit and nearly died. But he does that.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
come get him from the hospital.
Yeah. That was Ellsbury, yeah? Yeah,
he did, after putting me in the coma position, was go and find some mail.
Okay.
I asked him, what was that about? And he said, I needed an address to give to the ambulance. And went, oh, that's why you're smart.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah. There's another Melbourne comedian who's actually been in quite a few videos on my channel, but not for a little while.
I have to get him back.
Yeah, we have to get him. We have to get him as a guest on the podcast. So yeah, this question was what we're going to do on the podcast. Catherine was asking, is like what, and I think I should also say hi to Will, who just walked into the stream to hear all the gory details about your balls. So I think Will's possibly slightly traumatized now. So sorry about that, mate.
It's okay, Will. There's pictures, Will. It's all right, mate. It's Will. Yes, exactly, Locust Trooper. How did I get so many diseases? I am a poor soul. I should be given attention and niceness from Angry and my boyfriend.
We were just kind of ragging on you today. I was over at your place,
yes.
and Jason, I was just giving you a hard time.
Some people who I'm not going to name, but their initials are Angry and my boyfriend, were giving me a lot of shit today.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just because I'm younger than them, and because I'm it's because I'm free with my love. That's what it is, and they can't stand me being white, Anglo-Saxon, and Protestant, and living with all the privileges that they can't have.
Yeah, says the black fella. But anyway, we were having imagination pizza at lunchtime because I did actually order a pizza and we were waiting for it. And I told AIDzee's boyfriend to sit down and have a piece of pizza with us. And AIDzee was going off to talk on the phone and vape or something. And he pushes across a plate to Jason and goes like, just eat your pizza while I do that. And the pizza hadn't arrived. And the way you said it, eat your pizza. I mean, you obviously meant when it got there, but you pushed the plate.
And I gestured to the plate. I did gesture to the plate.
Yes, we're having imagination pizza. Mine's pelican and avocado. And then we ended up like AIDzee was going to have disappointment, the friends and family flavored pizza, but
yeah, that's right. Disappoint your friends and family.
But
hey, you know what's another interesting thing about those old videos?
Yeah.
Is in every one of them I'm mildly stoned.
Just from the amount of pharmaceuticals you were taking.
Just from the amount of pharmaceuticals I was taking, and these days not nearly as stoned.
I mean, like actually because that was actually part of the show. For those who don't know, strong pain relief, including codeine, has been made progressively harder and harder to get in Australia over the last 10 years. And in the last year or two, they actually changed it. It's prescription only. You can't buy any codeine-containing painkillers over the counter now. They're much harder and way more expensive to get now. And but back in the day, they had like the Nurofen Plus in packs of 72, and they did not give a shit how many of them you bought.
Good times. Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
And that's actually a whole section in the show where you talk about you may have had a drug problem, because when it gets to the stage you have to set aside 45 minutes of your day just to have enough time to consume all the pills you're going to eat. It's time to have a look.
It's trying to have a look at your lifestyle if you're spending an hour just taking your drugs. And that's an issue. The other issue was I kept on waking up in intensive care and going, I'm in intensive care. You're not supposed to be able to do that. You're supposed to wake up in intensive care and go, where am I?
Yeah.
You're not
no, but you just got so used to it.
I'm in intensive care again. Yeah. You just got to go, no, it's a one-time thing. It's a one-time thing, not a regular occurrence like it was for me. I was, so I changed my ways. I got told to. I changed my ways.
I do have videos somewhere which are probably borderline impossible to find. But there's video of you falling asleep standing up because of the amount of codeine that was in your system. And
I was very tired. I was very tired.
But you actually, you're talking and you gradually fade away. And miraculously, he doesn't, this is the most important thing, he doesn't fall over. You're standing and you're just leaning on your stick and your head goes down to the side and it's just like, cool. He's lost consciousness. Okay.
Gone. And I used to do it all the time. I used to do it all the time. Go to sleep standing up.
Oh dear, full on. And hello, Loogie, who joined us. Yeah, so, but that's the past.
Also, hello, Will Hart, who joined us. And Catherine Hall, it is like that good place. Have I ever had to deal with a Satanist mental health social worker before, my friend? Sort of. I had to deal with Satanist drug and alcohol people who decided that I was too likely to go to heaven. So they said, no more drugs for you.
Yeah.
And that was hard. That was hard.
Yeah.
That was not something I appreciated or loved in my way as being a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah.
And there were too many blacks around me at that point. But I am drug-free today and crying over it.
Yes.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon I'll be able to fix that.
Get a new
just not this month. Just get a new prescription.
I'm gonna look. I see I was at Costco today. This is the 1.7. The 1.7.
Your hands have shrunk, buddy.
I know. Look, Mimsy's shocked. Mimsy's going, dude, what the fuck? How bad's your drinking problem?
Our ship's just going to get grounded, man.
Yeah. But Catherine was asking me what this tasted like, and I never really drink it straight. So I will have a little sip and see what it's like. This is their French vodka, which is supposed to be better. Just pop it out without spilling. There's a satisfying little pop noise. So.
Lovely little pop noise. And you're necking 1.7 litres of vodka. It's not a good look, Angry. I can say that now I'm off the drugs.
It's actually not bad. Just I almost never drink vodka straight. You'll notice I didn't choke or spit or anything. That's actually quite easy to drink, as opposed to some vodkas which can be a bit brutal.
A little bit engine oil, a little bit petrol.
Oh, look, Musical AIDzee is asking a good question, AIDzee. How much out of pocket have you paid for the literally millions of dollars of healthcare you've had in Australia?
Almost nothing. Musical AIDzee, almost nothing. Because I was deemed to be a disabled pensioner, and unemployable, basically. And so they said, righto, you will have your healthcare free. Now, the other side of that is that if you are in the government healthcare system, you need to wait for everything. Okay? You have to wait for everything. You might wait 6 months for an operation if it's not urgent. You might wait 12 hours in emergency if you're not an immediate case, like if you're not a life threatened case, and I have been on many occasions.
Yeah, you've been that a few times. Yeah.
I've been taken in by an ambulance and not known it. And so the thing about that is that some people complain about waiting. And the truth about it is you're not paying anything for upwards of thousands of dollars a visit, right? Think about all of the hardcore doctors that are trained. Think about all of the equipment that they're going to use once and throw away.
Yeah.
Everything that touches your skin, right? Doesn't matter what it's made out of, they throw it away.
Yeah.
Right? You look at all the metal tools and that, and you go, oh, they'll use that again. No, they won't. They're going to throw it away. Right? So, I look at these people and they complain and say, I've been here 6 hours, and it's like, mate, it's free. Handle it. Deal with it.
Yeah. And also, I mean, because you were a medical oddity, like that 14th gangreen's got what, like a 95, 97% fatality rate. You were the first.
Yeah.
You were the first live patient they'd ever seen with it. So literally everyone.
Oh
in
no,
their
live
dog,
patient that year. Live patient that year.
Yeah, and so every trainee, every doctor, every professor, every lead surgeon, everyone wanted a piece of you because they almost never get hands-on with a live person. So that
usually
was also
people leave it too long to come in, and I didn't leave. You could catch it, and I was lucky because I did the guy thing of on the next day after I got the ant bite, I'd swollen up to the size of a grapefruit.
That's his balls we're
And
talking
I
about.
said,
His ball sack was like this big.
yeah, I said to the missus, check this out. If this isn't better on Monday, I'm going to go see the doctor on Tuesday. And she said, fuck that, we're going to the hospital now. And so in we went. And by the time I got to the hospital, it had expanded again to the size of a I don't know, a lawn bowling ball, and it was really hurting. And a nurse came around and said, "You must be really hurting," and I went, "Yes." And she said, "I'll get you some pain relief." And the doctor comes up and says, "Here, have some Panadol, some paracetamol." And I've gone, "Thanks, dude. That was very nothing of you."
Yeah.
And nurse comes back and she said, "How'd you go?" And I said, "Paracetamol." And she said, "That's fucking useless. I'll go and bully one of the students into giving you something decent." And so off she goes to the students' lounge to bully one of them. And so she does. And he says, "I've just finished my urology round. If I don't have a look, my professor will kill me."
Oh my
So
God.
he comes in and has a look and
Yeah.
says, "Oh my God, go get him some morphine and go and get every antibiotic on the ward and start pumping it into him. Do it immediately." And then he started making phone calls, and within an hour, I was upstairs being looked at by 45 doctors,
Oh, there you
which
go. That answers
will make you be worried. So yeah, yeah, I was gonna die, and they knew that.
Yeah.
And so they got all these students in to help with the operation because they had to do it quick because I was going to die.
Yeah.
The operation was going to last 6 hours.
Yes.
Turned out that it lasted 16 hours, and they had shifts of students go through for a couple of hours at a time, and there was like heaps of people on me. So every time my body jinked left, they could dodge right and catch everything that went wrong. For example, they nicked an artery when I was in surgery and I bled out. But they managed to sew it up again and fill me full of blood. But then they tested that blood and found out that I'd gone septic. And that was another way to die.
Yeah.
So they drained all the blood out of me and gave me new blood and kept on doing that until I freshened up in a few days, in 5 days. And they put 80 litres of blood through my system. Now, every 1 litre of blood costs $1,500.
Yeah.
So that was basically what 80 plus 40 is $120,000 in blood in under a week, in 4 or 5 days.
You're a serious vampire.
So it's 80 people who've had to sit there in the donation and pop it out, and then have a sausage roll or a piece of cake and a cup of tea or an orange juice.
Yeah, or a Tim Tam or something. Yeah.
Oh, they all get a Tim Tam anyway.
Yeah. I'm just imagining.
Unless you're diabetic.
I'm imagining 80 people getting told their blood donation all went to one dude, and they're going, the fuck? I hope he was, a brain surgeon or something. He's off saving children in the third world. No, really, he's sitting around taking drugs now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not doing that. He's trying to think up funny shit, and no one's going to employ him.
Yeah. I just because I had a swig of that vodka, Loogie said, yeah, he wants some whiskey. And I'm like, well, that's my other purchase for the day.
Oh my God. Your hands shrunk again.
Yeah, 1.75 liters of bourbon. Wah, wah. So
is that even a glass bottle?
It is. It's glass.
Or have they just given up and put in?
No, it's glass. Again, this one, because they've gone for this shapely bottle to make it stable. The base of it is quite thick, so when it's empty, like by the weekend when I finish it, this would be a really good weapon in hand-to-hand combat. You would seriously fuck someone up with this.
Oh, so now we see my next week's running around exercise. Oh, good. Angry's pissed and angry again. Run, AIDzee, run.
Yeah.
Because it's your brains that he's going to bash out. How do you think I got this tar dated?
Yeah. I'm going to be chasing AIDzee with an empty bottle. I love my alcohol. Well, see, the thing is, this will literally last me 6 months because when that and the whiskey and whatnot, I will only drink a couple of cocktails, on a Friday night, Saturday night, maybe when I'm spending time with you fine people as well. But yeah, I don't sit there and knock a bottle back. And so that's, God, how many standard drinks in one of these? 70. So that's depending what I'm making, each of those is between 50 and 70 cocktails. So like I said, seriously, I mean, it's kind of, I buy those huge bottles just because I think it's funny. But yeah, I mean, they'll last me 6 months.
They will last a very long time.
That's what people say, because all these bottles up here, oh yeah, look at all the bottles. You go like, dude, it's always the same bottles. It's ages till I actually go through one. But I did get I got some rock candy today, so I'm going to flavor these. I've got a few flavors of rock candy now, so I can flavor them. Yes. So.
I don't have a rare blood type, by the way.
Oh, well, that's
just
handy.
O. Yeah. It's just O.
Yeah.
And it can suck down pretty much anyone's blood, so it's nice.
Yeah, because if you had a rare blood type, you probably would have died because they wouldn't have had enough on on hand to keep you alive.
No, they wouldn't. And you know, all the kiddies in the other wards would have had to go without.
Yeah. So just imagine you going around the wards to all the people, telling them why they're in a really bad way. Yeah, I know you need a blood transfusion, but there isn't any because it all went through me. So sucks to be you, but I took all the blood like a vampire.
And I'm sorry my kid didn't process it any faster, but I destroyed them using drugs.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but you don't get any blood today.
Yeah. I got the question, what's on my T-shirt? This is on my T-shirt. I think that's like from a video game. Like I literally got this in a lucky dip. Someone might, yeah, there's a female form there. Someone might recognize that.
Female form. I have seen that before.
Is it like Evangelion or I don't know.
It's one of those anime.
Yeah.
It's one of those anime. It could be Appleseed.
Could be. It's either from a video game or an anime. Or, you know, sometimes it's both. Locust Trooper man boobs, man, you're lucky I didn't whip them out. You know, it's just like probably get flagged for nudity on YouTube.
Locust Trooper, we're not knocking man boobs. In the last 6 months, I've put on a bit of weight myself. I've upped my armor class, and I have developed some lovely man boobs. Locust Trooper. By the way, I am. How old am I?
Oh Christ, I don't know.
47. What year is it?
It's 2018.
I'm 48. I'm 48. It's 2018.
Yes.
I'm 48.
Yes.
I'm 48. I'm nearly 50. No one thought that had happened. No, I get to 50. Ha, 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 ha. Ghost in the Shell actually makes a lot of sense, 10-Day Momento.
It may well be inspired by Ghost in the Shell, yes. It's slightly abstracted, so it's hard to be sure. But it's
the same. It's definitely a Shiro Masamune pose.
Yeah.
Because I look at it and I think bloody what's your color type? It's called where they go around shooting people if they're not clear.
I don't know.
I'll remember it. It's a society where a computer basically checks your psychopaths. It's called Psychopaths.
Okay.
And the gesture looks like a very Psychopaths gesture, but Psychopaths is got lots of homage to Shiro Masamune. That's a classic Shiro Masamune pose. So it could be Ghost in the Shell. Could be Appleseed. It could be any one of a half a dozen.
Yeah. It could easily be that. Oh, Bury thinks it's Psychopaths. Yeah. So yeah,
Thanks, Bury.
Loogie, Loogie thinks it's the Major from Ghost in the Shell, which is what we were going. But it's one of those things. It is one of them. AIDzee.
It's one of them. It's one of them.
AIDzee watches heaps more anime than I do, and also
I do.
Also, you research the history of them much more than I do.
Well. That's right. It's because I'm a porf.
That could be it.
Did I say that out loud? I did say that out loud, didn't I?
We've had a few fun videos on the more risque end of anime and manga. Like we literally had someone send in an advice question. A teenage girl said, "Oh, my dad found my what's the gay boy?
Yaoi.
Yaoi. Yeah, my dad found my yaoi porn. What do I tell him?" And that was fun. But then we found a news story.
And we
what's the really just wrong one? Shota?
Shota.
Yeah. We found a news story where the inventor of tentacle porn thought Shota had gone too far.
The inventor of tentacle porn.
It's like if the inventor of tentacle porn tells you you're fucked up, you probably need to take a good look at yourself.
That help.
Yeah.
You've got to seek that help.
Yeah.
You know, this guy invented tentacle porn and says that I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Got to really stop the boat at that point and go, okay, rethink, renavigate.
Yeah. Time for a bit of honest self-assessment right about there. Tendai thinks that maybe it was on The Onion. No, it was actually for real. It was a for real article. It was reported widely. The dude who's credited with inventing tentacle porn said Shota was too fucked up.
I have seen Shota tentacle porn. I've seen Shota tentacle porn, and it's very different and quite disturbing.
Yeah. Look, Locust Trip is trying to outdo you. He said, "Have you ever had a swollen polonial cyst?" He had one that nearly.
Polonial cyst, yes, I have, and I've had it surgically lanced by a friend.
By a friend? I'm not sure that counts as surgical if it was just a friend.
Well, it was a Swiss Army knife. You know the spiky bit of a Swiss Army knife?
Yes, yes. You used a corkscrew.
No, not the corkscrew. That'd be silly. No, the leather punch. So we put alcohol on it, and then we slammed it in and went, oh, it goes further, and slammed it in further, and then the knife was just sitting in my back.
Yeah.
And I've gone, it's gone all the way in. He's gone, yeah. And then dragged it out and then squeezed it and shot himself, and I laughed.
Oh, good God.
Because it smelled really bad.
Yes. There's, And
like a heap came out. Came out. And we just went, oh. But it felt great when he actually stabbed me. It was really good.
Yeah, the relief.
But I wouldn't do it again.
No.
Because I take less drugs now.
Yeah. You also got into watching the videos on YouTube of people doing the home surgery on cysts and whatnot.
I did. I was fascinated that it was a whole subculture.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much of it there.
Yeah.
And you can see the people commenting on them on many videos.
Yes.
And they have their particular likes and dislikes, and they will comment on these cyst pop videos about how crap this cyst pop was, and abuse cyst popper for these 4 pieces of etiquette, and it's like, dude, no, stop. You know, Catherine Hall, I don't consider very many doctors my friends. I really don't.
No.
I find disappointment in many doctors. One of them I consider my friend, but he's very disappointing. Most of the time, in fact. I'm about to upset my boyfriend. Here you go. Yeah, you know, I found that when I get out of hospital and can control my own world, that's a lot better.
Yeah, and you're more a fan of nurses than doctors anyway.
I am a bit, actually. Yeah. Nurses do more around the place than doctors, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the doctors have to study for 17 years, but you know, the catch-all is the nurses actually have to do the stuff. The doctors just point that thing, and then they sort of swan out and point at someone else. The doctors have to go and see lots and lots and lots of people and point at them and go, do that thing, and then walk out. I often wonder if they don't have a thing that they do for the day, and they go around pointing at you know, people in the same room and say, do this thing, do that thing, do this other thing, and then go to the next room and say, do this thing, do that thing, do the other thing, just to every room, just because, you know, that seems cool.
Yeah.
How long have I been with my boyfriend? Coming on for 4 years.
Oh,
How long have we been together? About 4 years. Coming on for 4 years, which in gay years is 28.
That's fair. That's fair. I was just thinking, I'm out of drink. I need some ice. I might pour myself another delicious raspberry Pepsi. But yeah, we have better handwriting than doctors. There is that. Look, I think Peter AIDzee is going to agree with you that specialists tend to be complete cunts. Really?
Well, yes, I will agree. And I think that it's basically because if you get paid to go and play golf, you've done something wrong in your ethics. And also, these people wear suits and no gown. Always be aware of someone who's wearing a suit and no gown, because it means they're not going to touch you, but they're going to order other people to touch you inappropriately. Also, try not to speak to your surgeon before your operation.
Oh.
Because you'll invariably be upset. You're better off only speaking to your surgeon when you're unconscious.
I think because I've not had anywhere near as much surgery in my life as AIDzee. I'm trying to think. God, when was the last time I had full-on surgery? Because I have had problems with my ear, my right ear, my whole life, and I have had major surgery on it 2 or 3 times. I just remember one time they took me all the way into the operating theatre while I was still conscious. I'd had my pre-med, but I was still conscious, and they took me in the operating and everything's shiny silver. And then you look over the table, and you know that surgical tools just look like very expensive tools from Bunnings. Like, they're not delicate at all. They're shining surgical steel, but they're like saws and pliers and all sorts of fucked up things that you don't really want to see just before you go under, thinking, oh my God, what are they going to do to me with those things? It's a little bit much. Oh, wow, I think we lost AIDzee. I just noticed. We lost AIDzee. I'll see if we can get him back. I'll just send him so he knows. All right. Oh, there you go. I think he's coming back. I see his little icon there. Last time that took about a minute or so to come. Oh yeah, let's pass the time. Tara, you pranked a surgeon before surgery. How do you prank a surgeon? And yeah, I have to admit that it doesn't seem like a completely wise idea to me. Oh, look, Mimsy's gone for the top floor on the cat tower. There we go, little Mimsy. I'll hang over here with you, Mimsy. But okay, yeah, he's trying to reconnect. That's all right. Yeah, he might come back in the next minute or so, because I can see his little icon there again. It took a while to see. Oh, Jude, goodness, haven't seen you for a while. How have you been? Oh, a cricket joke. Tara, your surgeon was a cricket fan interested in ball tampering, so you put coloured tape on the chest. That really is one for the cricket fans there.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. You are back. There you go. Good man.
I am back, but I can't quite see yet.
Oh, well, you can
Now I
talk.
can see you because you're beautiful. and there's been an error loading my app.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, we can still hear you.
Yeah. I can still hear you, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, we can talk and hi, Miss Foxification, joining us for the second half of the show. That's all well and good. Oh, Jude, you just moved house. And Bob's been bedbound for a year. Oh, that sucks. Oh, you're going to try and get back into YouTubing. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Although I will say, AIDzee, this one of the reasons we were experimenting with getting AIDzee from his place rather than being here with me is we're sort of nailing down the finer details of what we're going to do in a podcast. And this shows that if we had you doing this for a podcast, it would kind of sort of work. But it's probably not the best idea because we're having some technical issues.
Yeah, that's right. But we could work it so that in desperate situations it'd work.
Oh, everyone's saying Mimsy's looking good. You're old, aren't you, Mimsy? You're like at least, I don't know, 13 years old. We don't know exactly how old because we don't know how old she was when we got her. There she's being Pirate Cat again, sniffing me. Okay, fair enough. She'd already had a litter of kittens when we got her. We got her from the Lord Smith Animal Hospital. It's a rescue cat. That's where Shadow came from too. So Shadow was much younger. So Mimsy was, I don't know, like a year, 18 months old before we got her. And we've had her for ages. So I don't know. She's 13, 14, 15 years old. Who knows? Probably about 13. But we don't know for sure. Oh, yeah, she's pretty cool. Tara, yes, all rescue cats are desexed. And I think she's chipped too. Had vaccinations, desexed, and chipped. Yeah, but you know, she got to have some action before she got desexed because she had actually had a litter of kittens. Whereas Shadow was a very small kitten when we got her. So she's always been desexed. Locust Dribble was the Friendly Geordie's fan. I actually, after last week, I worked out it was actually only one sad little loser with multiple accounts trying to cause trouble. So are you still there, AIDzee?
And now,
yeah,
I just got back.
Oh, cool.
I just got back, and I'm pretty.
Oh,
yeah.
Miss Foxification's having trouble with video freezing. That might just be your problem.
I get that, Miss Foxification.
Yeah.
You know, I have trouble with video freezing too, but that's my connection, and I have on a very bad connection that I share with 17 other people. Well, actually 16 other people.
Yes.
Because I can't count.
Yes, that's fair enough.
What's really funny is Angry is about a second behind on his video because my poor little connection and my poor little laptop, what's actually Angry's laptop, is trying really hard to put the frames together of Angry.
Right.
And so his voice is coming at me on a normal feed, but his vision is coming at me just a little bit delayed. And it's a bit hilarious because I've got to sort of act to cues before they happen, right? So Pirate Cat is giving it, I'm trying to be a Nautilus shell at the moment. And now Man Angry is giving it shake the head around.
Yeah.
But I can't do that because it's in the future. I've got to work it out as I go. That's because I'm a psychic and can do weird things with my mind.
Well, I mean that's all well and good, but yeah, talking, was Biori saying start the podcast more? Yeah, look, I've already talked to a couple of people to get them in on it. So we'll probably have a rotating cast, some regulars, and get people on as guests. But no, we you know, we'll do the usual sort of stuff we do. We'll try and keep to a rhythm, like decide on topics for discussion, and you know, maybe aim to spend about 10 minutes on each thing. You know, it'll be like news of the day, or just things we want to talk about. You know, maybe, you know, if you've seen new or even old TV show or movie, read a book, listened to some music, and you know, we'll be, you know, engaging, warm, witty japesters. Okay, AIDzee's popping in and out again, so we might get him back in another minute or so. Locust Trooper, is AIDzee computer literate? I think an accurate answer is no, but it also depends what you mean by computer literate as well. So that's a very ambiguous term.
Yeah, what do you mean by computer literate? I mean, I don't speak in binary. I mean, that'd be boring if I spoke in binary.
Yeah.
Everybody be just going 75, 23, 1, 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an address. Okay.
Yes.
What have you got to say? Oh, that's a minus sign. Okay. So
yes. But I
what do we want to sign in for, AIDzee?
Yeah. Tendo's asking if we have a name for the podcast yet, and we don't.
We don't.
So you know,
We
open to
don't.
suggestions. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be too vain to somehow build the name around Angry, but yeah, we actually haven't decided on the name. You know, will it be the Angry Cast? Who knows?
What about Angry Rainbow Sparkles?
The what?
Angry Rainbow Sparkles.
Angry
Rainbow Sparkles.
That could work. That could work.
Sparkles.
Because we're sometimes angry,
Rainbow
sometimes sparkles. Yeah. Okay, that's at the top of the list right now. Shoot the shit with A&A. Angry and AIDzee, AIDzee and Angry, yes. What do you think would be?
That should be a segment. Shoot the shit. That should be definitely a segment. Shoot the shit with A&A.
Yeah.
We just ring up someone randomly. Would you like to shoot the shit with A&A?
Lots of A's in, like, it'd be the podcast, and lots of A's for AIDzee and AngryAussie. Like the podcast. I don't know. That's not very catchy, actually.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, lots of A's in there.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, yes, but it's not that catchy. So I don't know about that. But yes, we need to work on it. I like those 10-day Angercast, Angerpod, Angry Dome. These are all possibilities. We're working. It's not just us. We've got a couple other people who will probably be regular on it, if not every other one. And we will try and have a cavalcade of guests as well.
But we're not going to get diverse guests. We're going to get middle-aged white guys.
Yes. We thought to really set ourselves apart, just white guys on a podcast.
Yeah.
That would be breaking new ground if the only people ever on our podcasts were white guys. Because I think that'd be new in the podcast world, something people won't have been exposed to before. A podcast that's solely white guys
Who hate
talking about
dance.
white guy
Who
things.
hate white guys who hate dance.
Interesting point, Tara. We can't ring up random people and record it. No, it is well, not technically illegal. It is illegal to record phone calls with people who haven't agreed to have the phone call recorded. Interestingly,
that's only in Australia, Angry. We
yes.
could ring overseas and it would be different. We could ring Americans and it would be different. They don't have to have the same laws as Australia. We could ring up Britons and say, are you hearing a recording device? And that's all we'd need to say. And we could just keep on talking to Britons. It's only if we ring up Australians and don't tell them we're recording that we could go to jail, and actually would.
Yes. Yeah. But mind you, weirdly, in public, it's quite different. And a lot of people have a very misguided idea. Like if you're shooting a video in public and some rando, and I have had this happen, some rando makes a scene and say, "Oh, turn that camera off. I refuse to be filmed. You can't film around me." Well, yeah, I can, because under Australian law, if you're in a situation where you have no reasonable expectation of privacy, which is like wandering around in public, you can't complain if there's someone with a camera and you end up on the camera. Now, yeah,
that's right. And as long as you don't direct them, you can film whoever the hell you like.
Yeah. And so long as you're not on private property, because people, like in a shopping mall or whatever, they own the property, they can tell you to stop and get out. And so long as
you've got to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they send security guards and they punch you and punch you and punch you. And then they get the police and they punch you and punch you and punch you. And then you got to get in the back of the car, and you get out of the car and they punch you and punch you and punch you again. And then you might remember to stop biting. And if you don't remember to stop biting, they punch you and punch you and punch you some more. And it really hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also, you can't like point your camera in someone's bedroom window or something. That's not. But and this is why drones are so contentious. Not just from a safety issue, although there is a safety issue, but because drones can go who knows where. They can record people in a way that's regarded as surreptitious. So I honestly reckon we're not that far off drones being all but illegal, apart from people with commercial licenses, which will be really expensive.
Yeah. You'll have to basically do a drone license, because from what I understand, as in the federal government, they've been talking about this, and they're going to leave the expectation of privacy rules the same. So that means drones, if they are caught looking in your backyard, if they're caught looking in your window, if they're caught looking at you in any place that's not a public place. So if they get caught looking at you in a shopping mall, if they get caught looking at you in a business place, right, in a shop, then basically they've cracked your privacy, and the owner of the drone is going to jail. Because Australia has surprisingly some really full-on privacy laws. That's why so many A-list celebrities end up living in Australia, because the paparazzi are not allowed to hassle them when they live here. And basically, people who own drones, and this is important to me as a YouTube maker, because with drone photography you get some great shots. But because of drones, we're going to basically see them effectively banned with cameras on. If the drone has a camera on that can record, they're going to be effectively banned. And the only way you can going to be able to record with a drone is get a license, effectively a pilot's license.
Yeah, it'll be CAA that controls
and
it.
you'll have to agree not to break other people's privacy.
Yeah.
You'll also have to get permissions to fly over people's land.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like shooting a video on a train station. You can do it.
Yeah.
It's not, if you're prepared to go through the paperwork, it's easy enough to do. But you're just going to have to get it together.
Yeah, and the privacy is only one aspect governing drones. The other one's safety. And so while with a video camera you can record public spaces, you generally can't fly a drone in public spaces because it's regarded as a safety risk to people. So the double barrel thing of what you can and can't record and the locations where you can and can't fly a drone means that we are very close to the stage, and I think it's going to go all the way, but we're already very close to the stage where if you don't have a license and don't fill out a bunch of forms before flying it, you won't be able to use a drone at all. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's totally the way it's going.
It's a scary thing. I mean, seriously, there have been a few incidents where out of control drones have, come to Earth and hit someone when they came crashing down. People using them at sporting events and they came down and hit someone. But it's like, it is seriously only a matter of time, I honestly think, until someone uses a drone in a terrorist attack. Fly a bomb into a big sporting stadium when a major sporting event is on. Because some of the bigger drones you can buy can carry a fair bit of weight.
They can, actually.
Yeah. You fly one in that's got plastic with nails wrapped around it, and you cause some damage, and even more literally, as in with terrorism, you could cause significant terror by doing it. It is only, I reckon it's only a matter of time till some complete douche does a very public terrorist attack with a drone. And I think, like a stripper, I don't have to give idiots ideas. Idiots already have these ideas. I mean, like some guys shown, they set up a rig on a drone. They had a pistol on it, a semi-automatic pistol, and they rigged up a thing so they had this little robot thing. They could remotely pull the trigger on the pistol, and then they flew the drone a couple 100 meters away and then quite accurately shot a target with the pistol. And they were just saying, just proving a point. This is not that hard to do. But obviously, a pistol's nowhere near as destructive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's only so far along that the next thing that goes on there is a rifle. And the rifle gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and no one gives a shit about recoil because basically you only need one shot.
Yeah.
And if the drone is high enough, you can't see it, as our friends from the United States have shown us in their work overseas. So, that's going to put the willies up your governmental VIPs, and that's who's going to then turn around and say, yeah, no more drones, kids.
Yeah.
If it can shoot me, then it's out.
Yeah, because a drone can obviously get to a lot of places that a person can't. Like you go in to a public place like where, because politicians are way more iffy about themselves than anyone else. You fly a drone really high until you're directly above your target and then drop it down. Not much warning. Locust Trooper thinks I've got good teeth. I do go to the dentist regularly. My teeth used to be much, much worse, but some very good dental people did a lot of work on it. AIDzee's teeth got good. It's interesting, like we were talking about the medical world in Australia, public health and waiting. We thought you were going to have to wait literally years for your teeth, but you ended up getting them in less than 6 months, which was nice. I'm not sure. I think we lost AIDzee again, but that's okay. Yeah. So every now and then, at various times, people have picked on AIDzee either really brutally or not necessarily brutally, but it's the thing. And I like to try and make them feel bad. Like people going like, "Oh, you put it like the last video. You put on weight, haven't you, man?" You go, "Yes, because of the absolutely crippling pain in his entire body. He can hardly move around now. He used to walk a lot, and now he can't. And because of that, he put on weight. And I hope you feel bad for that, you fuck." I know I've got real teeth. AIDzee's got false teeth. Because if you look back on some videos from look back on videos AIDzee and I did like, I don't know, 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, his teeth are fucking terrible because they're all rotting. And it's because he had a semi-cancerous infection in his jaws and it was poisoning his jaw, and all of his teeth were rotting away, and they got progressively worse over a period of about a year or so. And you get people who thought they were funny about, "Oh, look at the crack addict with the bad teeth." They go, "Yeah, actually, he's got a cancerous infection in his jaw, which is killing his teeth. Nice of you to notice, you piece of shit." But yes. And like a stripper, you spent $2,000 on your dental bill. I probably ultimately spent a lot more than that, but spread out over years. It's funny, it's like my regular checkups at the dentist, like trying to go 6 months, the clean and inspection takes half an hour. My teeth were so bad at one point, the gums were infected and gross, and they had to do all this clean and gouging. It was fucking painful as fuck. So they actually had to do it in 3 separate 1-hour sessions, and they had to use anesthetic because they were gouging the fuck out of my gums when they did it. And it was gross as fuck and smelled terrible. I really pity. I don't know if it was a dentist or just a dental hygienist who did it. But yeah, as opposed to now, my teeth are relatively okay. I go every 6 months. It takes like half an hour for them to clean and do it. Oh, that sounds like AIDzee's kind of back. But yeah, when they were
I'm
bad,
just going to say I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm back.
Yes. Can we hear you now? Yeah,
I can't see you anymore. You're just a ring blubbing in front of me.
We'll just talk.
And it's making me inappropriate in the pants.
The throbbing is having an effect.
So this will be good, actually.
Yeah.
This will be good, actually, because this is the
time that you drop out again. Okay. Well, this was a good example that we're going to have technical problems when we try and do this from AIDzee space. But I thought we would, but we needed to get. How do I keep enamel good drinking so much? You brush your teeth, man. Just go brush your teeth. I did have them whitened once. People go, "Your teeth are really young." Normal teeth color is ivory, not white. This ridiculous fucking Hollywood thing of having Tom Cruise blindingly white teeth, so they're almost blue-white. That's not normal. That's not the color teeth are meant to be. They're meant to be a bone color. It's like an ivory color. It's off-white, not white. But yeah, I don't know. You got to brush your teeth. I drink no sugar soft drinks, so that's probably part of it. Definitely stick with sugar-free soft drinks. I have not drunk sugar soft drinks regularly, I don't know, for 20 years. That certainly, because I drink a stupid amount. I used to drink, who remembers Jolt Cola? Does anyone remember Jolt Cola? It had twice as much caffeine, and that's AIDzee again. Trying again.
And we're back.
Yes, that's good.
I'm still talking.
Yeah, keep
There's
talking.
an error loading my app, so it's freaking out. But anyway, I was going to say before I lost the signal last time that this is a useful thing for us because occasionally we will have no visual connection between one another, and we will have to learn to pop our words in between each other's. As in, I will have to learn to listen to you, and you will have to learn to shout at me.
Yes. Attendo, we're not using Skype. This is a Google Hangout that we're using. That's the default thing that YouTube uses for live streams. So that is how we are doing it. Look, Peter, you raised something that I wanted to have a little mini rant on. QI. I quite enjoy the British show QI. Stands for quite interesting. For a very long time, was hosted by Stephen Fry. More recently, he's retired from the show, and what's the name? Sandy Topfig is the host of it now. But yeah, they talk about quite interesting facts and whatnot. But I've seen the episode, Peter, where they say, according to a certain EU thing, the British had the best teeth in the world, best dental health. Because there's always a stereotype about Brits having really bad teeth. Americans are really into the cosmetic appearance of teeth. But one thing that bugs the shit out of me about QI is they totally selectively use words. Like, they'll say a thing like, how many moons does the Earth have? And it's going like, well, you're using an incredibly particular definition of the word moon that most people don't use. And you go on with these really pedantic answers, but they're only correct from a really particular way of looking at the question. And it's an incredible number of times what there's, and they do it deliberately. They deliberately mess with the meaning of words. And
well, actually, what QI is based on is the incredible precision of the English language. It was Stephen Fry was into when he was studying Shakespeare. What Stephen Fry has said a few times, and remember that QI grew up around him. Right?
Yes.
He was one of the people that pitched it.
Yes.
Okay, so he said a few times that the English language is the most precise language in the world. And he's right, because if we don't have a word for something, we'll either steal it from another language or make it up. So English is extremely precise. It's incredibly precise mechanically. It's incredibly precise emotionally. It's incredibly precise conceptually. And we can, in this language, have a debate as to whether thought is valid if it can not be written down. Now, we can't have that debate. So QI basically lives and dies on it find the precision of English words and spank you over the head and not being precise about it. So you're right when they say that the Americans have worse teeth than the British. That's on average. The richer Americans have much better teeth than anyone in the world. If you can afford any healthcare in America, you are in the top 0.5% of anyone in the world. But if you're not, if you're the 65% of America that can't afford anything, then you better believe that you're sleeping under a bridge.
Yeah.
And that, your healthcare is going to suck.
Yeah. And also, look, I'll bring up, you mentioned Shakespeare. And that's the thing, that QI gets pedantic about definitions, but they also, I agree with what you said about you can be very precise with the English language, but you can also be deliberately misleading with the English. And that's the
Hell yes.
That's the in-joke with QI, that they present deliberately misleading questions, that if you interpret their use of language differently, you'll come up with a different answer. But here's one, this is a little pet hate. You brought up Shakespeare. I'm a Shakespeare fan, you're a Shakespeare fan, Stephen Fry's a Shakespeare fan. And there's a common thing that people say about the number of words and phrases and figures of speech that Shakespeare invented. And seriously, you read some of the Shakespeare plays and the turns of phrase in that we still use. It's astonishing how many there are. But that phrase, how many things were invented by Shakespeare, that annoys me because it's not, strictly speaking, true. A more accurate way to say it is how many words, phrases, figures of speech do we have that are recorded for the first time in Shakespeare's texts. That does not mean that he invented the words, phrases, or figures of speech.
Spend all her money on food. No,
yeah,
she wouldn't spend all her money on food. She's nice.
Yeah, the earliest recorded use we have, and it's hundreds. It is literally hundreds of words, phrases, figures of speech. There are hundreds of them that are found. The oldest record we have of them being used is in Shakespeare's texts, which is stunning. But I think to actually phrase that question as invented by Shakespeare is completely misleading, and we can't know for sure, but it is almost definitely factually wrong to say he invented all of them. I would posit that a huge number of them were in the vernacular, and he picked them up and used them in his plays. And so his plays become the oldest written document that uses those words, phrases, figures of speech. But that does not mean, and it does not prove, that Shakespeare invented them. And so I think that's a really lazy use of language.
Also, too, there's a really sweet way of figuring some of this out. His friends and associates like Milton and Bacon used some of those words as well. And a lot of people think, yeah, these theatre punks were, cruising through London, just writing down vernacular words like theatre punks.
Yes.
Rich boys, they're superstar.
Oh, no, AIDzee's dropped out again. Okay. Well, yeah, that's been a good lesson to learn, that connection from his place not very reliable. Oh, Catherine, you showed the Shakespeare conspiracies. Was it more than one? Was it more than one person? Was it someone apart from Shakespeare? No. The thing is, when you look at what records we have, and the records from that period in history of Shakespeare are incredibly sparse. They're incredibly shaky, but none of the Shakespeare conspiracy theories hold up at all. For all the people who say it was Francis Bacon, it was this person, it was the Earl of whatever, none of those Shakespeare conspiracy theories hold up at all. There is nothing whatsoever to support them. All the evidence we have supports Shakespeare being the writer and publisher. He worked in a theatre troupe. The different people in the theatre troupe probably contributed elements of the play. They probably developed as the show went on the road and whatnot. But basically, every single Shakespeare conspiracy is absolute bullshit and has nothing to support it. I don't know if I'm... No, I think AIDzee's gone again.
No, he's back.
Yeah?
He's actually...
You're back?
Can you hear me again?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm back.
Cool.
I went away for a little while. I was talking about the punks, and basically the words, it's thought that Shakespeare maybe made up a quarter to maybe a third of the words that were invented by Shakespeare.
Yeah.
But the other ones appeared in his friends' plays, and they started to appear in other places. Now, what you've got to remember is that Shakespeare and the theatre punks were the entertainment in town, in the sense that they were superstars. And so a lot of people argue back and forth that he was putting the words into vernacular because he was the coolest stuff going.
Yeah.
But it's known that Shakespeare was...
Oh, no, dropped out again. That's okay. I noticed Locust Trooper asking AIDzee where I went to uni. AIDzee and I went to uni in the same place and did the same course. That's how we met. I was at Charles Sturt University in Bathurst. It was Mitchell CAE when I started. It's Charles Sturt University in Bathurst as a communications degree with that has 3 strands. Had 3 strands. I don't know if it still does. There's a journalism one, which is like the sort of top journalism school in Australia. And there was one we did that was called Theatre Media. So AIDzee and I actually did the same course at the same uni. And we, not at the same time. I'm slightly older than AIDzee. My final year was his first year. So we were at uni at the same time. We did interact. We did one play together, Moliere's The Imaginary Invalid, where we played sort of side characters in that. I was Zani, and if AIDzee ever comes back on, he can say who he was. But the one takeaway from that, there was one scene where a bit of physical humour, AIDzee kicks me in the butt to emphasize a joke line, and we did a lot of physical stuff, and there's a particular way you're meant to kick someone in the butt. Your foot's meant to be flat and sort of oblique to their butt. Are
you still going on about this?
Yes.
Are you still going on about this?
Dude, you're never getting away from this. You are never getting away from this. And what was meant to happen, AIDzee did a kick in my butt and I jumped, and then I sort of went, you're right. And I tapped him on the shoulder. And one night, he got the angle of his foot 90 degrees wrong. So instead of going flat on my butt,
bloody wasn't. It was only about 15 degrees.
It's fucking 90 degrees
only about
wrong.
15 degrees.
His foot went up between my legs and kicked me fair in the balls, right? And he told me afterwards he thought that had happened, but he wasn't sure. And he knew that is definitely what had happened, because I was meant to lightly tap him on the shoulder and say, and I fucking punched him. And it's like when I, instead of tapping him, full on punched him, he went, yeah, I must have hit him in the balls. That must have been what happened there. Yes, so that's it. Yes. But yes, we did the same course at uni. But then we didn't see each other for years. He's dropped out again. We didn't see each other for years. And then I bumped into him in a line for a show at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. He was directing a show, I was seeing a show, and he recognised me, and we talked and we caught up. And then after a while, I explained to him I was doing stuff on YouTube, and he's going, "Ooh, what's that?" And it's like 8 or 10 years ago, we started doing stuff on YouTube. So that's that little story. Hey, Harb, you've got in just before I finish for the evening. You're right, Jude. AIDzee should be saying.
It looks like I just got in just
down
before
there.
too.
Yes, you're back just before we finish, AIDzee. All right. Yes.
Anyway, I was going to basically fish out by saying that you can tell where Shakespeare actually invented the words because they scan with his rhymes. They basically scan with his rhymes really well. It's things like muddle, it's green with envy. There's a few things like that which are actual Shakespeare, and there's a few other things that are more widespread. Niggly is more widespread, where we get our fabulous N word from. It's a very precise language. I look like fun exploring and debate whether thought can be valid if it's not put in words.
Yeah. So, so we did a lot of stuff together, but this has been good. Like, well, you've been with us about half the time, AIDzee, but it did actually establish this is probably not a good option for the podcast, but that's good to know. Locust Trooper, I don't have enough time to do a cocktail before I go. Just enough time to have another swig of the giant vodka bottle and like.
Hard Chan, I am going to be Stephen Hawking's new voice because I bring in the bitches. That's basically how it goes.
And Stephen Hawking's was all about the bitches.
Well, actually, yes. He managed to cheat on his wife.
No, AIDzee's gone again, I think, but that's okay. Look, I'm gonna go now. I'll talk for a little while and see if AIDzee can come back. Hubden, you would have paid good money to hear Hawking say, "I'm all about the bitches." I reckon that was the sort of thing he did say, definitely. Yes. No, yeah. As I think AIDzee was going to say, he actually managed to cheat on his wife while he was in the wheelchair, which is not a good thing, but it was an interesting achievement. Yes. That's an interesting point, Miss Foxification. If there were too many invented words in a play, the audience wouldn't understand. That's why I think a lot, if not all, of the words and phrases Shakespeare used were in the vernacular. But AIDzee, if you come in at any point, jump in, and I'll wait to see if you can say goodbye. I can,
and I will. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just hanging out to say goodbye. And by the way, Stephen Hawking managed to cheat on his wife while he was in a wheelchair and couldn't speak. That's how good physicists are.
Yeah, exactly.
So comics, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. All right, Harp. Try not to miss the next one. Yeah, I enjoyed doing it with AIDzee too. So we'll try and find.
I've got to go because the obese bedbound semi is telling me to go.
Okay.
Yeah, my super morbidly obese semi is my boyfriend, and that's his name.
I hope he hits you for that. Honestly.
Go on. Super morbidly obese semi.
Yeah, he should hit you for that.
Super morbidly obese bedbound semi. Nah, he loves it. He loves it. Especially I give him bedpans and food.
It's a little bit
That's a very good one. Hey guys, thank you very much, guys, for having me. I really appreciate being on your device, and hopefully I'll see you like this soon.
Yeah, so take care, everyone. We will be back in one form or another soon. Hope you all look after yourselves. Want to see you again another time. take good care, have a good life, and I will say bye for now. And I click